All right, so Will Smith has broken his silence about hitting Chris Rock in front of the world. He released a 5-minute and 44-second video that we're going to watch here, and we'll break it down as we go.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris.
He still thought at that point in time he was right. He still thought at that point in time he was right. There's no doubt about it. You go back and watch that speech, you could tell.
Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out.
I'm curious what you guys think about, number one, should he have reached out? And number two, what would you do if you were Chris? Because on the reaching out thing, I could see people saying, oh, that's big of him to reach out and like try to apologize or whatever. But also on the other hand, if you're Chris Rock, do you want to hear like, oh, Will Smith is reaching out to you, he wants to talk to you? Because if I'm Chris Rock, I don't want anything to do with Will Smith moving forward. You know, I don't need an apology. I don't need you to talk to me. I'm good. Like, I'm gonzo. Like, I want nothing to do with this at all. You're a grown-ass man and you hit me. Like, it's a wrap, son. Like, we're done here. So I'm curious what you guys think about that, because I don't know, for Will to reach out to Chris Rock, to apologize, I guess. I'm sure some people will say, oh, that's big of him. You know, that's the right thing to do or whatever. But all I know is me personally, if I was Chris Rock, I want to hear it, dog. I don't want to hear it.
So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
Yeah, that's also like to say I'm here whenever you're ready to talk, assuming that at some point, like, Chris will be ready to talk or should be ready to talk or should want to talk. That I think that's putting too much on Chris, man. Because again, if I'm Chris, I don't want to fucking talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Why would I want to do that? You're the last person I'd ever want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also curious if you guys think this is like a sincere apology, or if it's like, goddamn, I'm losing a lot of money in a lot of projects now because of what I did, so I'm trying to scramble to save what remains of my potential career.
I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. We had a great relationship.
So Tony Rock is obviously Chris Rock's brother. He's also a phenomenal comedian. When Corn and I were in LA, one of the times when I was on Rogan, we went to, I think it was the Comedy Store, and Tony Rock did a set. He was one of the many comedians who did a set, and Corn and I thought he was fucking hilarious.
Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that.
Wasn't that nuanced, dog? It wasn't that complex. It was actually very simple.
Moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment.
True.
There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it.
That was an interesting thing. From my history with Chris. What's your history with Chris? What does that mean? So you feel like previously he's hurt you or made some insulting jokes or disrespectful jokes that you took personally or whatever? The other thing is, the reason why people ask that question is because Will Smith initially laughed at the joke, and then he rushed up there and hit Chris Rock. So he went from laughing to violent in like a very short time span. And the thing that happened in between Will laughing and him hitting Chris Rock was, if you looked at Jada, she clearly rolled her eyes and was upset by the joke. And so the argument is he either saw her react like that and then lashed out, or the question was, did she say something to you? I don't think she said something to him, but he could have seen her reaction and then that led him to do it. Anyway.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me. And it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. It happened on Questlove's award. And, it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying.
I mean, yes, but also one could call that assault. I made a mistake is also like I assaulted a grown-ass man in front of the world. Look, if he wasn't Will Smith, if he wasn't rich and famous, he'd be in jail. He would have been arrested at the very least. So, sort of skirting above accountability in a sense here,
And not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
I'll ask you guys, man. I'll ask you guys. Is it a sincere apology, or is he just really trying to, piece together what remains of his career moving forward? He doesn't want to be blacklisted from, the high-profile, high-dollar projects. And the other thing is, look, on the one, like Chris Rock's the victim. There's no doubt about it. And most of my sympathy is reserved for him. But do you also feel bad at all for Will Smith? And in this very narrow sense, I do, in the sense that he looks lost. Like he looks like he's going through some shit, man. And it looks like the slap was just the tip of the iceberg. That whatever's going on in his private life, he seems like sort of an unhappy dude who is grasping for some semblance of joy and fulfillment and, even just putting his mind at ease, and he can't get there. That's what it looks like to me, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. Anyway, I'll leave it for you guys to judge, but this is, he's breaking his silence on what happened that night. The possibilities are sincere apology, or just trying to save his career, or a mix of the two. And do you feel bad for him? Do you feel, even though any reasonable person would agree, Chris is the victim, most of your sympathies go to him, but do you also feel bad for Will? And if so, why? But this video is clearly popping. It was number 13 on trending, and it's got over 3 million views. So people are still curious what's going on in his life, in his mind, and I can understand why. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.